Hello everyone, welcome back with Zach Mitchell, and I'm here for another rock music discography. And the artist that I'm going to be talking about today, showing you all of the albums that I have from his career, is Elton John. He is one of my favorite singers of all time. And I'm going to be showing you all of the albums that I have by him, which include studio and greatest hits. Starting off with his very first album, Empty Sky, which the title track, Empty Sky, was one of the very first songs I ever heard by Elton John. And it's a very, very great album. Him and Bernie Taupin, his songwriting partner, are one of my favorite songwriting partnerships of all time. They have created some amazing music. His second album, which kind of helped to introduce him to the world, Elton John. And this is the remastered edition that came in this box set. And my favorite song on it is probably The King Must Die. Although Your Song is amazing too. His third album, the first Elton John album I ever bought, Tumbleweed Connection. And my favorite song on it is definitely Marina. His fourth album, Madman Across the Water. And I'm kind of cross between Tiny Dancer and Leave On as my favorite song on this album. Both of them are amazing. Next up came Honky Chateau, which is an amazing album. I think my favorite song on it is probably Rocket Man, even though I've heard it like a trillion times. Next up, a funny title for this album, Don't Shoot Me, I'm Only the Piano Player. I think that's kind of humorous. My favorite song on it is Crocodile Rock. And this is the album that a lot of people consider to be his very best. The deluxe edition of Goodbye Yellow Brick Road. What can I say about this? It's a masterpiece. My favorite song on it is probably Funeral for a Friend, which then goes into Love Lies Bleeding, the very first track, the 11-minute monster. It's a great, great album. Some of the songs on it I've just heard a trillion times, though, so I don't play it that much anymore. Next up, Captain Fantastic and the Brown Dirt Cowboy. Sorry, I had to look at that while I was reading it because I can't really remember the whole title. But it's an amazing album. My favorite song on it is probably Someone Saved My Life Tonight. And last but not least for the studio albums, I have his very recent album, The Diving Board, which is amazing. It's a great album. Now going on, I have some greatest hits. I have 3 of the greatest hits albums because he has so many greatest hits. First off, I have the very famous Elton John Greatest Hits album, which is, funny enough, is one of Rolling Stone's top 500 greatest albums of all time. This particular album, Greatest Hits. I think it's kind of funny because Greatest Hits albums don't really get to be picked as the greatest albums of all time. Next up, I have the Career Greatest Hits album, 1970 through 2002, Elton John Greatest Hits. The 2-disc edition. Comes with a book. I'd have to say probably my favorite Elton John song of all time is maybe Saturday Night's All Right for Fighting. It's an amazing song. And last but not least, I have his #1 collection, all the songs that were #1s by him. Elton John, Rocket Man, #1s, which has his version with George Michael of Don't Let the Sun Go Down on Me. So that concludes all of the Elton John albums that I have. And I would love to hear what your opinion on Elton John is. So leave a comment below, and remember to thumbs up the video. I will see you next time.